There's been a rising change in the Lagos real estate and Lagos housing sector, let's say in the past 24 years. And these have presented new opportunities for a number of investors and also new challenges, new problems for developers because people's tastes have changed, demographics have changed, and people's needs have also changed based on different events that have occurred in the past 20 years and more recently in the past 4 years. So in this episode at Meet the Property Guy, we'll be looking at the future of Lagos housing, the future of Lagos real estate. What will the housing need look like in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, so that this can present opportunities for investors who are looking at locking into the existing markets and also the emerging markets. Now, in case you come across a video like this for the first time, this is Meet the Property Guy Property Channel, and this will discuss everything real estate for first-time investors, avid investors, people that are just starting out, and people that who are starting to or who are trying to learn about the real estate market here in Lagos, here in Nigeria, and they are looking at different opportunities online, different channels online where they can really understand what's really happening in the real estate space here in Lagos and in Nigeria as a whole. So this is your go-to channel. We have a lot of videos here. We have a lot of episodes. We have a lot of guides that we have dropped here that you are definitely going to learn a lot from. So I will also advise you to go to our different playlists. We have a playlist on real estate masterclass. We have very fantastic videos there. We have property investor series. We have Q&A session, trivia session, interview session, playlist, and we have several videos, several episodes under each of these playlists that you are definitely going to learn a lot from. So let's go straight into the topic about the future of Lagos housing and the future of Lagos real estate. All right, so before we start talking about the future of Lagos housing and the future of Lagos real estate market, if this is your first time on our channel, this is your first video, or this is your fifth video, second, third video that you are watching, and you have not subscribed yet to our channel, we really want you to subscribe because we have so much going on right now, so much upcoming too. We have very interesting videos in our YouTube shorts. We have very interesting videos on our YouTube videos. So either is the 30 seconds to 60 seconds video that you are interested in, or is the lengthy 10, 15, 20 minutes that you are interested in. We got you covered and we don't want you to miss out on any of them. So if you are subscribed already, also kindly follow the instruction on the screen and turn on the notification button. We really want you to subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you get notified as we are dropping these videos. All right, so as I also mentioned in some of our previous episodes, we have improved our templates, our YouTube template now, and we are going to be introducing our Instagram portfolio to you. That's for a couple of our viewers, our subscribers, our investors who want a go-to place where they can see the available opportunities and what they can key into. So that you guys don't always have these anonymity about, I don't know what Rabiu do, I don't know what Rabiu sells, I don't know the opportunities that Rabiu have. You can always just go to our Instagram at Installment Homes NG and see our available listings, our available opportunities. You can now start looking at building a portfolio for you around these available opportunities. All right, so let's go straight into talking about the future of Lagos housing. So like I said before, demographics is changing, people's needs are changing, and based on the different events in the past 24 years, in the past 5 years also, it's also affecting the housing sector, the housing markets, and the real estate sector in Lagos. And because these needs are changing, as a real estate investor, you also have to change and adapt to it. Because I always explain that real estate is demand and supply. What you have, people need it, people pay for it. If what you have, people don't need it, people are not going to pay you for it. If what you have is only small people that needs it, you have a small market share. If what you have, if it's a big large number of people that needs it, then you can increase your price. So which means that the higher the demand on your property, the higher the appreciation, the higher you can increase your rents, the higher you can increase your charge per night for shortlets, the higher you can increase the price if you want to sell it too. So that's why you also want to study the demand so that you can adjust your supply accordingly. Now, the first thing in the Lagos real estate housing market that is changing right now and that's the rise of studio flats and one bed. In the past 3 years, we've been having more projects now in Lagos, both on the mainland and on the highland, that are geared towards studio flats and one bed. 6 years ago, 5 years ago, it does not really make any sense for any investor to buy, not even rent, to buy a studio apartment. Studio apartment is a room self, or even to buy a one bed apartment, because people look at it that studio apartment and one bed apartment is for the middle, it is for the average income people and the low income people. Why should I invest in a studio apartment? Why should I buy a one bed apartment? Buy a 2 bed, buy a 3 bed. Even 3 bed was like the norm. But now that's now changing. If you look at projects in Lekki Phase 1, look at projects in Ikate, look at projects in Chevron, look at projects on the mainland around Surulere, even Ikeja GRA and Yaba, you are going to see that a lot of these projects, there are like 3-4 units of studio apartments, 6 units of one bed apartments, and these apartments are really selling very fast. And in terms of even shortlets, these apartments are also getting very booked very fast too. So the future of Lagos housing, this is already showing us or giving us a very good indicator that the demograph is changing. And what's the demograph that is changing is because we have a high population of people who are still staying alone, who are not married, and a couple of them are not even looking at starting a family life in the next 2 years or the next 3 years, and they are earning well. These are people around between their mid-20s and their early 30s. They are earning very well. They are tech guys, they are content creators, they are fintech guys, but they don't want the burden of a 3-bed, they don't want the burden of a 2-bed, and they prefer to just stay in a studio apartment or in a 1-bed apartment. Simultaneously, a lot of people that are also in Lagos for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 days, a lot of them are also among the thriving markets for this studio and 1-bed apartments, because a lot of them are just looking at it that I came alone, I did not come with my family, or maybe they came with their spouse, and they don't want the burden of a 2-bed, and they rather be in a 1-bed or be in a studio apartment for their 1 week, for their 2 weeks, for their 10 days. And this is also increasing the market space and the market sphere of studio apartment and 1-bed apartment. So if you see a project, you see a high-rise project, you see a fully serviced apartment, trust me, you don't want to overlook the studio opportunities are available in the studio flats and the opportunities are available in the 1-bed flats. All right, now, so the second indicator that we are seeing in the market right now that we feel will dramatically change the Lagos real estate space in the future is lease versus sales. Lease versus sales. I think I will try to include the video I did weeks ago, where I talk about leasehold versus full ownership in Lagos, particularly around the mainland, just to back up this explanation. Now, looking at how the price of properties is going in some places in Lagos, we are expecting and predicting that in the future, a lot of investors will be tilting towards lease, not sales, not even buying properties in this location. And the reason is because we are looking at how high the price of apartment is going in some certain locations. Places like Ikeja GRA, places like Lekki Phase 1, places like Victoria Island, places like Ikoyi. Right now, a 2-bed apartment in these places are above 100 million. So as at today, 2024, you are looking at like 120 million, 110 million for a 2-bed apartment in these places. Now, if you now compare, if I buy a two-bed apartment for 120 million, how much am I going to rent it out? Maybe I can do 6 million naira for rent. Now, if I start punching my calculator and looking at how long it's going to take me to break even, a lot of investors are going to look at it that it doesn't make any sense. Like 6 million, and I invested 120 million, or I invested 110 million, I invested 100 million. So a lot of investors will rather be tilting towards lease, long lease. And how this works is that instead of me collecting 6 million for rent, maybe the first year and the second year, and then start increasing it gradually, I would rather do a long term rent, which is what we call lease, and collect my money in bulk. So which means that instead of collecting 6 million naira for rent, I can do a 10 years lease for 60 million. You understand? So I invested 120 million, and then I do a 10 years lease, or I do a 12 years lease, and I collect 60 million. So I've already collected 50% of my capital, and based on velocity of money, I can take that 60 million and probably put it in another investment or do it for whatever I want to do. I know that 12 years I'm coming back and still collecting my apartment. And the same thing for people that want to maybe do short let, for example. A lot of them will also be tilting towards the lease option, not the sales option, because the higher the entry capital for any investment, the longer it's going to take me to break even. If my entry capital for short let is like maybe 60 million, 70 million, I'm going to break even faster than if my entry capital is like maybe 130 or 150 million. So as an investor also, I'll constantly be looking at how fast will, if I invest here, how fast will it take me to break even, which is to get my money back. So if I'm seeing the option of buy the apartment for 120 million, furnish it with another maybe 15 million, and do all the documentation and whatever, I've spent 20 million and I've invested 140 million there, and have a lease option where I can pay 60 million, have the apartment for maybe 12 years, furnish it with another maybe extra 20 million, that's 80 million, and I look at it that every year I can be making like maybe 12 million, and I can break even faster compared to maybe I've invested 140 million there. People will move towards the lease option. So these are also another market changes that we are also looking at in the market. And on the mainland, these have already been happening in the mainland for like around the last 8 to 10 years right now, with a lot of face me and face you bungalows coming down, and developers building 2 floors, 3 floors, 1 floor apartments, 2 flat and 1 bed, and doing 15, 17, 12, 20 years lease on these properties. So this is going to get more common in the future, based on the fact that a lot of people are looking at it that I don't even have to sell my land. I can just lease it to a developer, and after the developer has built it, operate it for a number of years, I can even get both my building and my land back. It's going to seem attractive for a lot of investors, for a lot of people that own land and properties in choice areas like Surulere, like Yaba, like Ikeja. And this is also going to start tilting over to like places like Abule Egba, to places like Ogba, to places like Ikosi, even in the next 10 to 15 years. All right, now, sometime around 3 or 4 years ago, we had the rise of service apartments in Lagos, which are all these block of flats that everything is centralized. They put a water there, a central water to provide water for all the apartments 24/7. They put a security there to open and close the gates. They put a central gen there to provide power backup when there's no light. So, and that changed the taste of a lot of Nigerians, both Nigerians here and Nigerians abroad. And people moved in that direction. Service apartments. People are like, oh, is the place fully serviced? Is it 24/7 electricity? Because people just don't want to stress themselves these days. They want everything to work, basically. All they want to do is wake up, go to work, come back, and know that every other thing works. All right, now, so we are now looking at a change in that trend, a slight change in that trend, where people live and where people work are now like getting almost the same, which means that when we look at most of the people that are earning very well right now, particularly people below 40 that are earning very well right now, a lot of them are not really working in the office, or a lot of them don't really have a permanent office per se. A lot of them work right where they live. So these are content creators, these are freelancers, these are tech guys, and they are earning very, very well. So their space, their home is more than where they just crash in, where they just sleep, where they just eat. Now their space and their home is also where they work. That's where they do their Zoom meetings. That's where they create their contents. That's where they do their TikTok live, their Instagram live. And now their home is now more important, because it's not just where they stay, it's also from where they earn. It's from their home they earn. So this is making it changing the preferences of people about what a home should look like. Because for people like this, for a place they call their home, internet is very, very important to them. Like, they can't survive on a 5 minutes internet cutout. So if there is option or features in that house or in that apartment where even the internet is centralized, they love it. Like, they are 100% fine with it, because they know that, oh, my internet subscription is not even on me. We have a central router, or we have a central dish, and then I can have 24/7 internet, fiber internet right in my apartment all day long, either during the day or during the night. Either I'm on a Zoom meeting, I'm doing an Instagram live, a TikTok live, I'm creating content, I'm streaming, I'm working on a code, on a project. I know I have 100% access to internet right from my home. Fantastic to them. Power is extremely, extremely important to them. I mean, electricity. So staying in a place where there is a central backup for electricity is also very, very important to them, because these people, their home is not just about the comfort. Their home right now is also more about giving them all the tools, all the platform, all the necessary amenities needed for them to work. And that's why you see some shorted apartments right now, it comes with a ring light, because they're making it easy for people that come there to book to even create content. So it comes with a ring light. It's even some of them even come with backgrounds. I mean, video backgrounds, where people can just set up the ring lights and start creating content, even in the apartment they book for shortlets. So, and a lot of shortlet apartments also come with internet facilities right now, just to make it very easy for people to walk away from home, or walk away from the office, or walk away from wherever that they are coming from. You know, people do a lot of freelancing now, a lot of remote jobs right now. So they want to be able to work regardless of anywhere they are. And these are the people that this demograph of people are really getting bigger. And if you own real estate, particularly if you own premium real estate where you are charging like maybe 150k, 120k per night, real estate where you are charging like around 5 million for rent, you want to target this demograph, want to target this audience, and you want to create all the tools, all the amenities needed for them to enjoy that space, so that they are going to continue paying you, because that's what you are there for. That's why you own that property. You want to continuously get paid, basically. Now, another thing that is also coming to the market right now is what we call co-living. Co-living is also the market is also expanding right now. Previously, we had face me and face you around the late 90s down to the early 2000s, where people share like 10, 15 rooms, share a toilet and bedroom and a kitchen. And then we had the rise of the flats, where people now have their private kitchen and their private restroom and all. And because of how the cost of rent is going right now, co-living is coming back. Co-living is coming back, particularly around areas that are predominantly occupied by students. Places around Unilag, places around Uniben, around Unsuka, around OAU, around Unilori, and all those. You can target this co-living market in those places, which is like having a room or a flat or an apartment, and then creating different models there for 2, 3, 4 people to be able to live in that flat and still have access to all the amenities they need. Now, how do we do this? Now, in the rooms, you can have bunk beds. Depending on how big or how small the rooms are, you can have one bunk bed where there is one at the top and one at the bottom, or you can have 2 bunk beds, that's one at the top, one at the bottom, in 2 places. That's like a room of 4. So you can have a room of 4, you can have a room of 2. Then you have your AC there fitted for them. You have microwave in the kitchen, you have cooker in the kitchen, you have fridge in the kitchen for them. You have TV there for them. So these 2 or 4 people can be in that space, paying you per bed space while you provide everything they need there. The cooker is there for them to cook, the fridge is there, the AC is there. So all they just have to do, and then you provide a wardrobe. So if it's a 4-man room, you provide a wardrobe that have 4 spaces. If it's a 2-man room, you provide a wardrobe that have 2 spaces. So all they have to just come with their luggage and put it in the wardrobe, and they stay there. So you can charge per month, charge per semester, or charge per year. So this co-living model is also getting more, is growing right now, because trust me, rent is really getting very expensive. Studio apartment in some places is like 1 million in Lagos. Room self, even some places room self is 2 million just to rent a room self. So co-living is like lowering the gap and also still allowing them to enjoy all those amenities of a fully serviced apartment, a fully serviced environment, and also to get to stay where they want to stay. So most of this co-living, we have it around like places like Yaba. Co-living also, we have co-living in Lekki Phase 1 right now, down to Chevron, because these people work or school around that place, and they don't really want to stay in a place really too far from where they work or where they school, and they don't mind if they have to maybe co-share with one other person, 2 other person, or 3 other person, as long as the place is nice and they feel like, okay, at least they still have their little privacy and all the amenities are really provided there. So this is also another thing that we see thriving in the future of Lagos housing the next 10, 20, or even the next 30 years. So if you are looking at opportunities around any of these, either a studio apartment, the rise of studio apartment and 1 bed, lease options versus sales option, live and work, which are opportunities for where people can live and work in the same space. You want to invest in those kind of apartment and those kind of model, or you want to invest for co-living. Like I said before, we already have our portfolio right now on Instagram, so you can just check it out. We have almost options that fill any of these on Instagram. We have options that fill any of these there, and you can look at what you are trying to achieve and how you can get started, the risk attached to it, the returns, and how you can diversify and repurpose your investment probably like maybe in the next 15 years also. So if you have questions for us, you have questions on any of these, is the rise of studio flats, lease options, live and work options, co-living options, you can drop a comment here. Our comment is always open, and alternatively our WhatsApp number is always on the screen. You can also reach out to us, and we can hear you and see what's the best option, what's the best advice, or what the best guide that we can give you. So I still remain your number 1 property guy on the planet, your property advisor, your property consultant, Rabiu Mustafa. Thanks once again for watching our video. Thanks for once again for dropping by, enjoying our content. Don't forget to give us a thumb like. We are going to appreciate it if you love this content, and see you next time.